Hi guys, this is Leo from Quotes on Posters, and today I'm gonna talk about this quote here. Stupidity lies in wanting to draw conclusions, by Gustave Flaubert. Gustave Flaubert, he's like a French writer, novelist, and philosopher. So let's dig into this one here. Stupidity lies in wanting to draw conclusions. Well, basically, I think what the main idea behind this quote is that there's no truth in life, and everything is a matter of perspective. And so in a way, being able to draw conclusions and getting stuck in your conclusions and your ideas and hold them as truth, as universal truth, it's a silly idea. I think that's what basically the message behind this quote here, that everything is subjective, everything is relative, and everything is based on perspective. Your truth certainly is not the same truth as other people. Like, for example, imagine you're talking to a Muslim and you're talking to a Christian, and they have different gods. They have different ideas about existence and about how each person should live their lives, because it's an ideology basically, right? And you gotta be really careful in your life to not follow any ideology, but embrace all of them and study all of them, and create your own version of you believe is right. And also be aware that what you believe now might change in the following years, in your future, because as we evolve, we tend to believe different things. I've seen many people, many great thinkers, actually believing in socialism and then watching socialism fail in 100% of the cases, and just changing their minds and going into capitalism, right? And it's the same thing. I see capitalistic people believing now in libertarianism. And you see, like, a lot of people are really dogmatic about their thoughts and their minds, and you gotta be like really careful about your beliefs and about your dogmas, because they might change, right? They might change based on your life experiences. Some people, they change completely if they face themselves with experience of life and death. They just start believing in something else. Suddenly they realize that life is really fast and they have to make the most out of it, right? So imagine you spend your entire professional career inside an office, and then and suddenly you face yourself with a life and death situation. What do you think? Will you go back to the office the next day, or will you change your life? Sometimes this kind of things, they shake you up. They give you like a wake-up call for you, that life is really short and you gotta enjoy it, right? So So yeah, man, think about this quote as something that actually is really important for you to grasp, a really important concept that for you to grasp, that there's no truth, okay? And all these people on YouTube, all these self-help people, they're gonna tell you there's a truth, and they're gonna tell their version of the truth. And I think that's, like the quotes say, that's very stupid. It's the very stupid thing for you to do, right? There's no universal truth. You got to find your own truth, and you gotta also realize that your own truth will change. You might have a truth today. You might have certain beliefs, which are actually is what makes you alive in a way, right? Because otherwise you wouldn't be here. Like, if you don't have any beliefs, why would you live your life anyway? You would suicide, right? Or you can just live your life without any beliefs. You can just live your life believing in nothing. And I think basically that's how I categorize myself, because I don't believe in anything, to be honest. I don't believe in religion, any religion. I'm not religious. I don't believe in governments. I don't believe in spirituality. I understand that I could take a psychedelic and I could see other horizons, and I could get other perspectives about life, and I really do understand about that. But at the same time, even taking a psychedelic and seeing other realities, isn't it the same as going to a tribe in Africa that lives in the woods, and living with them for 1 month and seeing another reality, how they have to hunt to survive, and the way they treat themselves, and the way their society is completely different? Isn't it another way? So what's the difference between taking a psychedelic or going to visit a tribe and living with a tribe in Africa? I don't see much, right? It's just different realities. You're just seeing one thing opens up your mind to a certain way, another thing opens up your mind to other ways. And well, maybe I'm not the best person to say that, because I haven't ever taken up psychedelics, so I think I should, and I think that's definitely something I want to do in the next years of my life. But well, it kind of gives me an idea that we experience things in life, and it's our experiences, they mold the way we think. And then it's really interesting how you see some people actually never changing their beliefs, because actually that's another thing that this very smart guy Leo Gura from Actualize.org, he said in one of his videos, not this quote here, but he said another one, said change means the death of you. And that's a very interesting quote, because for you to change your beliefs, because everybody have beliefs, right? We all have our judgments, and our judgments they are deep down, they're like inserted into our brains like a chip, that based on the experiences that we had in our lives. So we grow up and we see all the things, and the things that we see and the things that we experience shape our beliefs, right? And in a way, you gotta be very open-minded, and you gotta be like very smart to understand that, and understand that everything is a matter of perspective, right? And since everything is a matter of perspective, there's no reason for you to be defending your own perspective and even trying to inflict your values into others. There's no reason, right? So, life is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah, so in the sense, be very careful if you are very dogmatic about something, or if you are very neurotic, like if you have because you don't want to deal with these people. I've been like so much in my life. I've been hanging out with this kind of people that they have their beliefs and they are completely neurotic, and they try to inflict your beliefs into others, and they come with their dogmas and their things in life, and it's man, it's really crazy. You don't want to be this kind of person. I used to have a friend which used to be my best friend, and he's pretty much like this. And even today, like when I look at him, I feel so sad about him, because he's like, he has so much belief in his ideas, and he thinks that whatever he thinks is the truth, that people just get out of his life, and he actually hurts a lot of people that he managed to be friends with, So you don't want to be this kind of person, very dogmatic, because this in the end is not going to bring you happiness in life. And I think happiness will come when you embrace diversity. And embracing diversity is not also, you got to be like very conscious and very careful about that, because the big problem, I think, happens when other people try to inflict their values by force on you, through force. And you see this happening in all sorts of life, and in very subtle ways. And I'm going to give you an example here. I'm not Muslim, but now currently I live in a Muslim country, and every day, a couple of times in the day, I hear the sound of the call of prayer of the mosque, right? And I see that also they're doing this in other countries where they move, like Germany, which is not a Muslim country, but they move and they build mosques and they do the same. So basically what they're doing is like they're coming with their culture, with their values, their religion and everything, and they're putting this sound that not everybody wants to hear and not everybody agrees. And they're like, it's like this, this like stupid people that come on the beach with this big speaker and put the fucking sound, or you are in a picnic and they put the sound, and everybody else has to listen to their stupid music because they're so selfish that they can't think about society and about community. They can't respect. It's the same thing. And I think this happens because of low consciousness, basically, right? And because of ego, because the ego wants, it's not enough for you to have your beliefs. You need others to really, you need others to respect your beliefs, and you need others to believe like you, and you need to enslave others. Yeah, that's how great society is. That's how awesome we managed to become, right? Yeah. And that's life, man. That's how life is. And sometimes you have no choice, you have to fight. Sometimes you have to fight for your right, unfortunately. You know, I wish I could say something else, but now at this point in my life I can't. So, man, don't be this kind of idiot. Like, be open to, even now me saying these things, like, you see, there's a big paradox about it, because now I am, you see, the one of the most interesting things about life is that life is a big paradox, right? Because I am saying this to you, I'm saying don't be an idiot. So I have a belief, I have a self-belief that by having beliefs is to be an idiot, really. So maybe I should rephrase what I'm saying. See, because in the end it's all in my subconscious, right? It's like, don't be an idiot. Is consider the possibility of changing or being open to different perspectives in life and embracing them. That's it. Consider that. And because the ego, your ego is gonna fight back and it's gonna come like a little devil on your mind, and it's gonna say that this is bullshit. No, that you must believe in something. But and your ego is basically the cause of most of your problems, right? Because this is gonna bring you with unhappiness, because you're gonna have this feeling of injustice. Oh, that life is not fair and blah blah blah. Anyway, so man, and as you grow older, you're gonna see these patterns like repeating. You're gonna always see communities and societies, cultures, governments, everything is a war. You know, you're gonna see like people trying to impose their stupid values into others by force. Why is that? Why we can't live in harmony, and why we can't respect everybody? I don't know. I don't have the answers. And I don't know, to be quite honest with you, if anyone on YouTube has the answer that makes sense for that question. Why can't we live in peace? That's a big question. I think that's the $1 million question. That's the $1 billion question, $1 trillion question. Why can't we live in peace? Why is that everybody wants to impose their points of view into others through force? Right? And it's quite interesting because first they try to manipulate you. They try to come with religion. They try to create morals, right? For example, they come to moralize. Oh, what you're doing, you shouldn't be doing this. You're wrong. This is wrong. You're gonna be punished. They try to fuck with your mind. And when they can't fuck with your mind, then they go to the last resource, which is they use physical force on you, right? So there are some stories of, I think, many stories that prove that. For example, when they came to discover Americas, you see the indigenous people, you see that they tried first to bring religion to make the indigenous in America to become Christians. And I understand that this strategy actually, as I studied, maybe I'm mistaken, but I believe this strategy didn't work, and then they just killed. They just went on war with the indigenous, and there was a huge massacre. through Latin America and America in general, right? So, not to mention all the diseases, man, that they brought to these people, man. This is crazy. But anyway, what I was saying is that this all happened, I think, coming with your wanting to draw conclusions. I think it comes for our infinite and deep search and desire about trying to know the truth. Because us human beings, through history, we always wanted to find out the truth. Always wanted to find out, sort the mystery of life, which we can't, right? Because we are born, we have a very short amount of life to live, and we die. And during this lifetime, many people just try to understand the meaning of life, and nobody is able to understand the meaning of life, because life by itself is a big paradox. There's basically, as we know, there's no meaning as we know, right? And everybody who's gonna actually come to you and give their meanings is gonna be their perspectives, right? So in this sense, we human beings are very frustrated animals, because we're not like other animals that just live, eat, shit, sleep, eat, shit, sleep, repeat, and just live their lives like this and reproduce. We are different kinds of animals because we gain consciousness, and that's something really. It's also something really weird, because sometimes I understand that we have difference between us and other animals is that we can think, but at some points sometimes I feel that animals are much smarter than us, right? So maybe not thinking would be the best thing to do in life, but unfortunately that's not possible, because we always tend to think and think more, and life itself is a big paradox, is a big dilemma. We face with existentialism questions like, what the hell am I doing here, and why am I spending this time creating posters and talking in front of a camera? Why am I doing this? But I don't know what else I should be doing, to be honest, and maybe I find something else in the future and I change. But life by itself doesn't bring any meaning, at least to me, and I used to think a lot about that and try to draw conclusions about it, but as the quote says, it's just stupid, right? It's just stupid. Everything is a matter of perspective. So in this sense, there's no point in being angry with anything or being judgmental, but somehow our egos, they manage to sneak into our minds, and it just doesn't work for me sitting here and saying these things to you, and it's not gonna work sitting here and saying these things also to myself, even though I understand rationally you can't convert easily your rationality into your emotions, because there's a voice deep down in you. There's a voice that will keep judging and will keep coming with these stupid thoughts. And maybe this is something from our animal instinct, because our ego is there to preserve ourselves from dangers. So maybe that's something we can't avoid. We're trying now. We're really trying to understand the mind and understand the ego, and has been some developments lately. But I think, in my opinion, we are very, 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 very still far from what we still yet to discover, right? So, in a way, just hope you enjoyed this video. And here's the quote: "Stupidity lies in wanting to draw conclusions," by Gustave Flaubert. Thank you very much, and see you next time.